Hey. So I'm going to talk about two films. I was going to talk about this, but not yet. Just give me a moment. This is the first time I've talked about a Tarantino film. If I ever do a top 5 of Samuel Jackson and Tarantino films, it'll be easier because there's only 5. This is the first time. I'm trying to get into those gradually. Those are very high on the list of good and cool. What is the similarity, the connection between this film and this film? Besides the fact that they're really good, and of course they both have Samuel Jackson in them. Should I wait? Do a little... This film revolves around the plot of a slave trying to get back to his woman. And this involves moving next to a cop who might be a little bit crazy. Kerry Washington is in both films. Let's talk about this. Talk about Tarantino later, right? This is a steelbook, DVD steelbook from Germany of Lakeview Terrace. I saw Lakeview Terrace at the theater. Hey, look at that. This movie is really good. Besides the fact that it has a lot of Samuel Jackson in it, which some films put him in the movie, and then he's barely there. This time, he's a very major character. And he has this personality where you're like, the character the whole time, you're going, oh, he might be a little bit, oh no, he's fine. Okay, I see. Oh no, he's a little bit crazy. Oh, yeah, but, oh, yeah, he's crazy. It does it like the whole film, which is which is a lot of fun. And these poor neighbors, you know, they have their own little flaws like that, and everybody's a little flawed. But it's so fun how much it keeps you watching, even though it's uncomfortable. You just can't help back and forth of like, how far is this gonna go? Kerry Washington and her white husband, Patrick Wilson. By the way, I think Patrick Wilson is pretty much good in everything. If you like to throw some comments down of something that you hated Patrick Wilson in, be very interested. But like, he's in like one episode of I think it was Girls. That episode is excellent. You know, I mean, Watchmen. There's tons of stuff that Patrick Wilson is in. He's just really solid. And it's not the same character every time either. And that's why, you know, it's good. He's definitely pushed the button of Samuel Jackson's little cop character here. And that's where the movie is real crazy. And it was timely that we were looking at the police differently. Black people are already doing that. You know, anybody who was oppressed was already doing that and going, thanks for noticing white people. But that's why it's interesting. Of course, he's also not white. But he's got history. He's got problems. He's raising his kids his own way. He definitely has his own way of looking at life. And the whole time also, which also comes to a head near the end, is the California fires, which are getting closer and closer to these nice neighborhoods, and they're burning them away. So it's pretty cool. I think the fire is almost symbolic in the film too, of this approaching menace. It's a super great movie. Kerry Washington is pretty perfect as the the one who's kind of in the way. Like, she's in the middle, just trying to be neighborly, trying to deal with it. And then, no, I think there's something wrong. She's kind of a lesser role in Django, though a very tortured role. The story about her is probably, I think, what won Christoph Waltz the Oscar, his second Oscar, in a second Tarantino film. I'm sure when he thinks back at his life, he will think fondly of Tarantino. Kerry Washington. Yeah, the poor girl is pretty much the princess, and that's what the story is, the German story, where she gets her name. So, I don't know. There's kind of the end of Django Unchained has this kind of air of like there's going to be a continuation, and at some point it seemed like Hateful Eight was going to be Django older, possibly, and he would be one of the Hateful Eight. That did not happen. That's the way I've heard it. But I don't know how she would have figured into that Broomhilda. Thought of it. So I hope you got the answer before I gave it to you, and I hope you give me some Patrick Wilson movies you hate, and I hope you like my exclusive Target Steelbook. It's nice because it had a little Comic-Con disc that was a little bonus. It's cool because Tarantino, he talks a lot. He doesn't do commentary, and I don't know, he talks about his films for a little bit, but never on the actual film, and it was nice to actually have a big discussion panel about this film, which is a good, scary. I really wish the Oscars were done slightly differently. I'm so happy Christoph Waltz won, but you look at it like that should have been Leo's as well. And I haven't said it. I was gonna just let it go and talk about the film later, but Samuel Jackson is the real bad guy in the movie, the house slave who will screw over any black person, and Mr. Candy loves his white master more than anybody. And that's, I think, where Tarantino goes, this is the worst person. And he's the most frightening. As frightening, Leo is very scary in this. And then, but he doesn't seem to know what's going on the whole time. He's kind of been tricked. He's very smart, but the one to watch out for is Samuel Jackson's older character, and you see him very old. He plays it very well. It's his eyes, just full of suspicion and hate. Excellent. Worthy of the 2 Oscars. Yes. See both films. I would. Okay.